Splunk shows up in a lot of SOC job postings. You'll find them in enterprise environments, MSSPs, government agencies, and it's just one of those tools that you'll likely eventually use. But if you're new, learning Splunk on your own can be quite tricky. You need to know how to set it up, configure it properly, and understand what you're actually doing, not just clicking through the tutorials. So, how do you actually learn it and get hands on experience? Well, that's what I'm going to walk you through today. We'll talk about some of the free resources that you can take, paid options, and what you should focus on learning. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, hello, my name is Steven, and I've been working in cybersecurity for almost a decade, mainly in security operations. Now, I work as a DFIR consultant. On this channel, you'll find videos about career guidance, lab walkthroughs, and SOC-related projects that you can tackle. I'm also the owner of the MyDFIR SOC Community, where I help aspiring SOC analysts build the skills that they need in 90 days. So why should you care about Splunk? Well, let's get one thing straight. A SIM is just a tool. The real skills that you should be building are log analysis and documentation, but also building up your own investigative methodology, because those skills can transfer across any platform. But some recruiters and hiring managers actually filter for specific tool experience. They'll post jobs saying, hey, must have Splunk experience or Microsoft Sentinel experience required, even though the core investigative skills are the same. So by getting exposure to multiple SIMs, whether that is Splunk Enterprise, Microsoft Sentinel, or even Elastic, or just something else, you're no longer limiting yourself. You can apply to more roles and then speak confidently about the different tools. Now, the question is, how do you actually learn Splunk? I'll give you 3 free options that you can use to learn Splunk. And depending on your learning style and goals, you can tackle these in whichever order makes sense for you. Option number 1 is Splunk's official free training. Head over to education.splunk.com and enroll in the SOC Analyst Splunk path. Focus on maximizing the free content that is available there. This is a great repository of videos that can quickly help you get started with Splunk. The path includes courses like Intro to Splunk, using fields, visualizations, and many more. Now, the hands-on labs in this path do require payment, but you don't really need them to learn the theory. You can watch the free video content to understand the concepts, and then apply what you learned through the boss of the SOC or by building up your own home lab. Which brings me to option 2, build your own lab. If you want to understand how Splunk works under the hood, you can set up your own instance, and Splunk Free actually lets you index up to 500 megs per day, which is enough for learning. You'll need to deploy Splunk on a virtual machine, set up forwarders to collect your logs, configure data ingestion, and then start building queries and dashboards. This will give you the most flexibility and helps you actually understand the deployment and configuration side. The trade-off is that you're troubleshooting everything yourself. Option number 3, boss of the SOC. This right here is Splunk's CTF. They release investigation datasets publicly, so you can download them, spin up Splunk, and begin to work through realistic attack scenarios. But do note that boss of the SOC is quite challenging. These are real-world investigations built by Splunk's security team. If you do complete one and document your process on what you search for, how you correlated events, and what you found, that right there is a legitimate portfolio project that you can reference in interviews. But again, do note it is quite difficult and there is no guidance. I mean, apart from walkthroughs, but you can't really ask any questions. You're dropped right into the investigation and it is up to you to figure it out. So, which order should you follow? Well, if you are a complete beginner, I would recommend starting with option number 1, which is to learn the theory. Then choosing between option number 2 if you want to understand deployment, or option number 3 if you want to jump straight into investigations. But honestly, pick whichever order works best for your learning style. But no matter which path you take, here is what you should focus on learning. Number 1, Splunk architecture. Understand the 3 main components. Forwarders ship logs from endpoints and/or servers. Indexers store and processes the data. Search heads are where you query and investigate. Now, you don't need to memorize every detail, but understanding how data flows through Splunk will help you troubleshoot and investigate more effectively. Number 2, data ingestion. Learn how to bring data into Splunk, whether that is through forwarders, HTTP event collectors, or uploading your own custom logs. You'll also need to understand source types and why they matter for parsing and field extraction. Number 3, field extraction. Raw logs aren't always structured, and you'll find that the hard way. You'll need to extract fields like usernames, IPs, and process names using tools like regex, so you can actually filter and search effectively during an investigation. Number 4, SPL, which is Search Processing Language. This is Splunk's query language, and you'll want to focus on commands like stats, time chart, where, sort, dedupe, and bucket, just to name a few. You'll use these constantly when investigating alerts or even hunting for threats. For example, this right here is a simple SPL query looking for failed logon attempts. I'm filtering for failed events, grouping by user and source IP, and then looking for anything with more than 10 attempts in a 5-minute window. Now, if you want hands-on lab access with feedback while you're learning, that is what I built inside the MyDFIR SOC community called Splunk 101. It covers the fundamentals such as deployments, configuration, SPL queries, dashboards, and alerts. And it also prepares you to work in the SOC simulator, which now has a second client that uses Splunk. That means you'll have access to Microsoft Sentinel and Splunk for investigations. You'll work alongside other aspiring SOC analysts, get your feedback on your investigations, and build skills in a realistic environment. The best part is that you are no longer learning in isolation. The Splunk environment can only support a certain number of people due to how it's set up. But if you are interested, I'll leave a link in the description down below. That said, you can absolutely learn Splunk on your own using the free resources that I just covered. Just pick one and start. And that right there is the breakdown on learning Splunk. The core investigative skills like log analysis, correlation, documentation can transfer across any SIM. But having hands-on experience with tools like Splunk will give you options when you're applying to roles. So start with Splunk's free training to get the basics down. Try Boss of the SOC to test yourself with real investigations. Build your own lab if you want full control, or you can try out the Splunk 101 inside my community if you want guidance and feedback. Seriously, just pick one and start learning. All of the links to the free resources are in the description. And do let me know in the comments, which path are you going to try first? That is it for the video, and I hope that you found this informative. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribe if you want to. Remember to stay curious and do things differently.